So here I go with a brand new DCU update, and this is going to be all in regards to Wonder Woman 3. Patty Jenkins has broken her silence on Wonder Woman 3 not moving forward. And I'm going to read you the whole letter that she just posted, what seems to be minutes ago, and is starting to spread everywhere. So I'm going to share my screen here, and you can either sit back and listen, or you can follow along on the screen. So she says, "Sigh, I'm not one to talk about private career matters, but I will not allow inaccuracies to continue. Here are the facts. I originally left Rogue Squadron after a long and productive development process, when it became clear it couldn't happen soon enough, and I did not want to delay Wonder Woman 3 any further. When I did, Lucasfilm asked me to consider coming back to Rogue Squadron after Wonder Woman 3, which I was honored to do, so I agreed. They made a new deal with me. In fact, I am still on it, and that project has been in active development ever since. I don't know if it will happen or not. We never do until the development process is complete, but I look forward to its potential ahead." When there started being backlash about Wonder Woman 3 not happening, the attractive clickbait false story that it was me that killed it or walked away started to spread. This simply is not true. I never walked away. I was open to considering anything asked of me. It was my understanding there was nothing I could do to move anything forward at this time. DC is obviously buried in changes they are having to make. So I understand these decisions are difficult right now. I do not want what has been a beautiful journey with Wonder Woman to land on a negative note. I have loved and been so honored to be the person who got to make these last two Wonder Woman films. She's an incredible character. Living in and around her values makes one a better person every day. I wish her and her legacy an amazing future ahead, with or without me. Walking side by side with Linda Carter, an absolute legend and beacon of goodness and light, has been a thrill. I have learned so much from her and will cherish her as a friend and mentor always. My crew has been like family and fought every day to give the world the best films they could. And Gal Gadot, where do I even begin? Gal is the greatest gift I have received in the whole journey, a cherished friend, inspiration, and sister. There are no words I could use to convey how magical she is. She is the walking embodiment of Wonder Woman in real life and a better person than the world can imagine. Never once in the millions of moments I have spent with her did I see anything less. She is a gift to this world, and even more so to me. Lastly, but most importantly, thank you to the incredible Wonder Woman fans, and for all of your love and support. Wonder Woman fans are often not the most visible in the media and online, but I want you to know that we have always seen and celebrated you and your importance. You were first and foremost in our minds every day we made the last two films. You are the best and most loving people, and I look forward to always celebrating you. Thank you all for this wonderful journey. Keep up the Wonder Woman spirit. Any day that you face struggles, try asking, what would Wonder Woman do? I hope her beacon of love, truth, and justice is always there to lead the way for you, as she has done for me. All right, now, the one thing I want to point out about this article, and where it gets really interesting, is where she talks about with or without me. I wish her and her legacy an amazing future ahead, with or without me. This tells me that they probably are going to, still go forward with Wonder Woman 3 at some point, just not with Patty. So that was a pretty jam-packed letter that she wrote. And it doesn't really address the situation that's happening at DC other than saying that they are making some major changes. And the one thing, like I said, that I did note, and I think is the most important aspect of that Wonder Woman is going to live on no matter what. That I think Gal Gadot is going to continue to play her, but that Patty Jenkins may not be a part of the plan moving forward, which kind of makes sense if they said they're looking at what worked and what didn't. Wonder Woman 1 did work quite well, made quite a bit of money, but Wonder Woman 2 was not anybody's favorite film. It was actually not very well received by most people, and I actually got bashed for saying that I actually enjoyed the film. And I'm not going to back down from that. I think as a standalone movie, it's pretty decent. I especially really liked the beginning, and I'm not talking about the mall scene, but I really liked the Amazonians at the beginning. I thought that was an amazing opening sequence. It was pretty freaking awesome. And the music to that movie is pretty amazing. But it's not the best movie, not by any stretch of the imagination. But it's way better than some other things like Birds of Prey or the Suicide Squad, the second film. But it's still not, it just wasn't well received, let's put it that way. There's been a lot of stuff posted. I have a lot of people making comments, and I'm trying to keep up with most of them. Things are still in flux. We're supposed to get some kind of word this week about a deal or this meeting that Peter Safran, James Gunn, David Zaslav, Mike DeLuca, and Pam Abney are going to be having to kind of look at the plans that they want moving forward. I really don't expect for them to release anything until sometime next year. And one thing people have to understand is that James Gunn is going to be doing a lot of stuff for Disney until Guardians of the Galaxy 3 comes out. So I don't think they're going to upstage. He probably can't upstage Disney at this stage. He's probably got to finish out his contract there before we get any big announcements. One of the things I do hope that they clear up, because I've been arguing with a lot of people over on Twitter about this, I still believe that Henry Cavill is back as Superman, and I don't think that is going to change. There are other people that are just adamant that he is not going to be Superman going forward, and there are people that are just out there adamantly saying that Pattinson is going to be the new Batman in the DCEU, and I'm telling everybody that is not happening. The only two possible scenarios that would allow that to happen is if they do a hard reboot and they go in a completely different direction and the Batman franchise stays its own thing, or they somehow have convinced the director to allow that to be part of the DC universe and they just create a whole new universe over in that world and just forget about and just reboot everything from the DC side that Zack started. I don't see that happening. Now, I have a lot of people saying that this is just such a mess at this stage that they have to reboot everything. I don't think that's the case. I think we can still, as long as they move forward with the stories that have already been started and they just continue on with what they have, we can easily make better films with smaller budgets and make them profitable. It's just it's a fact that we just have not gotten our Trinity. We've had 2 Wonder Woman films. We haven't even had a Batman film in the DCEU, and all we've had is 1 Superman film. They need to focus on their main characters, and this is what was wrong with the DC universe as it stands. They were trying to bring in second-rate characters like Supergirl and Batgirl to be the main face of all of this when they haven't even established their main characters. So there's still room for them to grow these characters and make them forward, make them the main staple going forward. Do I know that that's happening for a fact? No, nobody does. I think that makes the most sense financially, and because people are already familiar with these characters, just give them decent films and make it all connected. And I think if they do that, they're going to do just fine. I don't have the energy for a full reboot, and of course, if they do that, I am going to cover it because of my channel, but I'm not going to be happy about that one bit. And I will have a bias towards it, prior to even it starting. Like, it's going to have to be something stellar, off the charts amazing to get my support. For instance, I'm going to see the new Avatar movie on Thursday, and my review will be up that night, even though it's going to be late. It is almost a 3.5 hour movie, but I will get home and do my review as soon as I get back from that film. But I'm not excited to see that film. James Horner was the best part of the first film. He did the music, and he's dead. So I just don't see it having the emotional impact that the other films had. So even though I'm not excited to see this stuff, because my channel is a review channel, I will be covering these things moving forward. The one bright note about what she said is that, Rogue Squadron is still in development, which, as a Star Wars fan, I'm pretty excited to see that. I think she's probably well suited for doing she talked about her history with her dad and just understanding that side of it, that I think she would do a decent job with the Star Wars side of it. Her tone and everything, I think, fits that quite well, especially after Wonder Woman 84. So we will see what's going to happen going forward. As more information gets released, I will be covering it. So if you stick to my channel, I will be reporting on all the interesting stuff that does get released. All right, we will see you on the next video.